Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name's Isha, and today I just wanted to sit down and kind of do an update about my weight loss journey. In case this is the first video of mine that you've ever clicked on, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a backstory just to kind of help out and catch up to where I am now, because this is not my first rodeo when it comes to weight loss. Back when I was 15, I weighed in at 220 pounds, and it was the largest weight I had weighed in until that point, pretty much. And then by the time I was 19, I weighed in at 146 pounds. So yeah, within 4 years, I had lost about 74 pounds. And I actually did keep that weight off for about 3 years. From the time I was 23 though, until the time I was about 26, I went back up to around 210 pounds, and that did slowly kind of creep on over that 3 years. There was a lot of factors to why my weight started to creep back on. Some of it was just kind of like going back to some old habits, I suppose you could say. I stopped being as active as I normally was. I got into a relationship, and then that kind of consumed a lot of my life at that point. It was my first relationship at the time, between the ages of when I was 21 to when I was 24. And so yeah, I took up a lot of my time, a lot of my life, and I did start to kind of put the weight back on. So yeah, by the time I was 25 really is when the weight kind of went back to 210. But between the ages of 24 and 26, I was single. Then I got into another relationship. Then I got pregnant when I was 26. And then after having my daughter, I weighed 254 pounds after coming home from the hospital. But that was not my largest weight. Obviously, when I was pregnant, I think the last time I had weighed myself during my pregnancy, I was in like the 270s. And at that point, I had given up weighing myself because it was just too depressing for me at the time. And then my highest non-pregnancy weight was 265 pounds. I then started to get back on track with losing weight. I got down to like 245 pounds and then kind of plateaued for a while, fell off course, and then started losing weight again. And I got down to about 219 point something pounds. And that was back actually in October of 2025. So not like actually it is quite a while now. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Yeah, so I got down to that. And then unfortunately I did fall off track again. I've struggled honestly a lot with food noise, and I guess you would call it binge eating since honestly childhood. But yeah, back in October, I weighed 219 point something pounds, and then I kind of fell off the wagon of where I was on my weight loss journey with consistently losing weight. And because I had like a few bad days, those few bad days just turned into weeks and months, and now here we are today. A few weeks ago, I weighed in at 253 pounds, and I'm finally getting back on track now, and I'm down to 247 pounds. So that is a loss of 6 pounds, which I am really, really excited about. I feel like I'm learning a lot about myself with losing weight and just the way that I have approached losing weight and my motives with losing weight. Obviously, there is a huge aesthetic motivation. I think most people who lose weight have an aesthetic motivation. If not, that's cool. But for me, there is. And obviously, like, my health is also a huge motivation too. But I've noticed that when I go into losing weight and I try and figure out exactly what I'm going to do, I get way too specific and way too like rigid, restrictive with whatever path I'm choosing to go on, whether that be trying to do OMAD, trying to do a eating window with like intermittent fasting, whether I'm trying to do like low carb or carb free. It's been a long time since I've attempted anything like that, but a lot of like intermittent fasting and OMAD type situations are things that I typically will falter to when I'm trying to lose weight, because my mind immediately switches to, okay, I need to lose as much weight in as shortest amount of time as possible. Especially with right now, I would typically kind of go to that method because in July, my younger sister is getting married, so I'm really, really excited for her. I'm not really excited to go dress shopping for myself and be in pictures, but it's not my day, and I'm really excited for her. I think I'm just nervous like to be in a dress. It's been a really long time since I have remotely dressed up for anything. It's been years since I've really worn makeup on a regular basis. I typically wear like graphic tees, sweats, yoga pants, leggings, like oversized t-shirts, oversized sweaters like I'm wearing right now. So I am nervous to go dress shopping in my current state because I know that I'm not going to like what I look like in dresses. But what I was trying to say with that is that normally, given the event that I have coming up, I would be trying to lose as much weight as I can in as shortest amount of time as I can. And this time I'm not going down that road because I just know that in my experience, it hasn't done anything good for me. Like, I might lose weight, but then I can't stay on the path. It's not sustainable for me. So then I gain all that weight, sometimes plus some. The biggest thing that I have changed this time around, I think, is just not being super restrictive and not having a lot of rules that I have to follow. I'm not on any specific kind of diet. My biggest rule that I have right now for myself really is just no binging and no late night snacking. And with those two rules, I've been able to lose 6 pounds. I've been trying to implement getting myself back into walking, especially now that the weather's been a lot nicer, but I haven't been as consistent with that as I'd like to be. But it's something that I'm going to work back towards because I think physical activity is really important. I think I had like a few instances last year where I had injured myself from kind of pushing myself too hard and going on walks that were a little bit too long, and then I ended up with really bad back problems and kind of like throwing out my back a few times last summer. And I think a lot of that was just due to the fact that I wasn't stretching, and that is another thing that I need to start incorporating into my everyday life and my routine. I'm working on routine building in itself. I just really struggle with consistency and I really struggle with discipline. It's been something that I've been working on in almost every area of my life right now, and I need to build slow, because if I try and take on too much too fast, I burn out and then I don't get anything done. So yeah, I've been trying to work on my like routine building. I've been trying to work on just slowly getting back into losing weight. Thankfully, the weight has been coming off quite quickly. I think I've been losing it around 2 pounds per week, if not a little bit more than that. So I'm very excited about it, but I know that a lot of it's probably going to be water weight at this point, just because I don't think I've lost 6 pounds of fat. Since gaining the weight back though, I've noticed, because when I went from 219 point something, I think it was like 219.4 to 253 pounds, I noticed the feeling of the weight on my back a lot with like back fat, and also the way like certain clothing fit me. I mean, obviously it was like a 30-pound weight gain, if not a little bit more than that. So now we're under a 30-pound weight gain. I think it's like a 27-pound weight gain with being at 247 pounds right now, but I still really notice a difference between where I was at 219 to where I am now, and just the way that I feel in my body. I feel very stiff in my joints, and I'm sure stretching will help with that. Like I said, it's something that I need to incorporate. But obviously having the extra weight on my bones, on my joints, is not going to be helpful with those kinds of problems. But I think it's very encouraging to see that just by making little changes about not binging on things and not late night snacking, which, I mean, the late night snacking is usually what leads to the binging. But with having those very small rules in place, I've been able to see some progress right away. And I think that that's really encouraging. I'm just going to keep it up because so far it's been working, and then hopefully I can build on that. Get back into, like I said, my walking. I want to start working out and doing like some like even just videos on YouTube, a lot of like cardio. I have some free weights that I could use if I want to start incorporating that, but like I said, I don't want to take on too much and then overwhelm myself and then just not do anything. So starting off small, taking those little baby steps and progressing hopefully into something more later down the road, because like when I envision what I want to look like and what kind of lifestyle I want to have, I want to be fit, you know? I don't want to be like super skinny. I want to be strong. I want to be fit. I want to be somebody who's active. I really like going outdoors. I want to be able to do, they have those things where you can go backpacking for like a few days or something, and then you kind of like have to canoe from campsite to campsite. And it can be quite physically demanding on your body, but it's something that I really want to do and I've been wanting to do for years now. I just want to be strong. I want to be fit. I want to be active, and I want to also feel good about the way I look and the way that I feel when I'm just wearing clothing in general, especially during the summer. Summer is, I think, unfortunately, my least favorite season right now, specifically because of the way I feel in my body and how I don't feel comfortable wearing clothing, like of any sort, really. I mean, in the winter it's different because you're kind of like hiding yourself and it's normal, but in the summer it gets hot. And I don't have any clothing that is specifically about trying to present who I am through my clothing. It's trying to hide myself in my clothing, and that really sucks because, I mean, I think most people, we like clothing as a form of expression. I know for myself I do, and I want to be able to get back into being able to express myself through my clothing again, because I just really don't feel comfortable doing that right now, unfortunately. But I am feeling very encouraged by what I'm seeing right now, and I haven't been feeling like I'm missing out on anything. I've still been able to have sweet treats here and there. I've been able to snack on candy. I've been able to have just little snacks here and there, so I don't feel like I am missing out on anything or I'm restricting myself too much from being able to enjoy any kind of food that I want. I've just not been overdoing it, and I haven't been having it late at night. And I think that has made a huge difference. Another thing I think that has made a huge difference is just trying to up my water intake. I have made a rule for myself in the morning that right after my coffee, I have to drink a full bottle of water. But I think drinking water after drinking coffee is really important because I've heard that coffee kind of dehydrates you anyways. And I notice, especially at nighttime, if I don't drink enough water during the day, my mouth gets so dry and I'm waking up throughout the night to drink water. And then if I do that, I'm having to go pee multiple times throughout the night, and I don't want to have to do that because currently right now to get to the bathroom at night I have to go up 2 flights of stairs because our bedroom is in the basement. So that's not fun, because when you're tired and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and you're waking up half asleep and trying to climb up 2 sets of stairs to go to the bathroom, and you have achy back, achy joints, achy knees, achy everything, it's not a fun experience. So I like to try and minimize that as much as possible right now. So I'm trying to make sure that I get my water intake during the day, and I've been doing a lot better about it, and I have been reaping the rewards because of it. I've been feeling a lot better because of it. I think that something about that attributes to the way that I've been feeling. But yeah, I just wanted to get back on here and do a little bit of an update to say where I am with that, with my weight loss journey. I've been feeling really, really positive about everything right now, and I'm looking forward to keep going with it, keep losing the weight, and just not being too hard on myself with the way that I look in pictures or in the mirror when I look at myself before going outside to go to the store or whatever. And just with the hot weather coming up, knowing that what I'm doing right now, I'm going to reap the benefits of it in the future. It may not be this summer, but the next summer that is going to be after this one next year, then maybe I'll be reaping it by then, and that would be awesome. I am not getting any younger. I am in my almost mid-30s now. It's crazy to say that. I can't believe it. I don't feel, I mean, like sometimes I feel like I'm 80, but then I also feel like mentally I just don't feel like I'm in my mid-30s a lot of the times. I'm a mom now, so I've got like a 5-year-old. Yeah. It's just, life is crazy. Things move so fast, and the older you get, the faster it seems to go. So I need to take care of myself now. I want to be around for my kid as long as I possibly can, and I don't want to just be like around. I want to be like actively around, like participating in life, not just observing life, you know? I have a lot of things that I want to be able to do in my life, and I want to be able to feel good, both mentally and physically, when doing them and going into them. It is not easy. It is like the concept of it is easy, but actually putting it into motion and following through and staying consistent and staying disciplined is not easy, especially when you're someone like me who is an emotional eater and you use food as a way to deal with stress. It's very easy to revert back to those kind of like harmful behaviors. So I am just trying to keep myself as stress-free as possible, keep myself busy. Keeping myself busy has been huge because the idle mind is the devil's playground, as they say. And I find that if I keep myself busy, even if it's just with like chores or hobbies or just anything other than sitting on my butt doing brain rot on my phone and escaping into my mind too much. I'm going to be doing more videos just with my journey, a lot of like what I eat in a days, and hopefully I'll be starting to work out eventually. I'm not promising myself anything too big, too fast. I just want to get back into walking again, because especially with the nice weather, it's nice to like put my headphones in, and sometimes not even put my headphones in. Sometimes it's just nice to enjoy the sounds of the world around you. I love getting out there and getting some fresh air. It is one of the best ways to get exercise because it doesn't really feel like exercise. It just feels like peace. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if I've been rambling. I just wanted to let everybody know, or let anybody know who's interested, where I am, and then also just document it for my own process, because I want to be able to look back and see just this whole thing. I don't want to fall back into bad behaviors again. I just want to keep going forward. So I'm hoping that this time will be the time. I can't say for sure, because every time I've hoped will be the time, one day at a time. And I would love if you followed me on my journey and wish me luck. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in a video in the very near future. Bye.